Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do another palette bingo. I loved the one that I did last time with the Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette. I will of course link that one up above if you didn't see it. But I thought it was a really good challenge for myself, and it was a good way to use the palette because it was in my last month's Throwback Thursday. And so I thought if I do include a palette in my Throwback Thursday, or if there's just a palette that I want to challenge myself to either use more or use in a different way, then this is a good way to do that, I think. You know, you're forced to use certain shades. So the palette that's included in this month's Throwback Thursday, and I'll link that one up above if you didn't see my latest Throwback Thursday, but I included the Saharan by Juvia's Place. I would say that this Juvia's Place palette is my least used one. I really love it. I think that the shades are beautiful. I don't know what it is. This palette, it intimidates me, but it also confuses me, and I don't know really what to do with it all that much of the time. So hopefully this will help me. I don't know. This is definitely not my favorite of my Juvia's Place palettes. That's why it's my least used, I guess you would say. I have the Nubian 2 that I used, and then I also have the Masquerade Mini, which I will probably include in my next month's Throwback Thursday. And so if you want to see a palette bingo with that one, I could do that as well. I don't want to like go too crazy with the palette bingos because I don't want to do too many of them, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you did too. If this is something that you really don't want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below. I appreciate the constructive criticism as well, but also of course you can just skip that video and watch the next one. But at least for now, I'm gonna, you know, try these from time to time. I don't know if it will always be a once a month kind of thing, but I don't know, it just kind of made sense to continue and do one for the Saharan palette. So I did my whole face except for my eyes and my lips because I'm gonna at least wait until I see what colors I get, although it's kind of obvious it's going to be a pretty warm toned kind of look. I mean, even though you have like Kia in there, like, I don't know, you know, the mattes certainly are very, very warm. So I probably could just kind of choose like a basic nude lip, but I don't know, I might not do that. We'll see what happens. That's what I did last time. I don't know, it's just easy, but I may choose my lip color after I figure out what my shades are, but then I also might wait till the end. I don't know, we'll see. I'm getting ahead of myself as usual. So I have on my computer the random number generator, which I mentioned it in my last palette bingo, the first palette bingo I've ever done, that I film on my phone, so I can't use my phone to do the random number thing. I'm gonna do it on my computer, which is right here. You'll just have to trust me that I'm not going to cheat. Like, why would I? That, whatever. But anyway, so I put the 1 through 12 on there, so let's generate the first shade. Whew. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna choose 5 shades. That's what I did for my last one, so that's what I'll do for this one. We'll see how that goes. I'm a little scared. Okay. All right, 10. Ooh, okay, so this is good. It makes it easy, but it's good. I got this shade right here, which is called Katsina, kind of a typical brown crease shade. So, I mean, it's a good place to start. Again, it makes it a little bit easier for me, I would say, but you know, that's still good. That's good. It makes me a little less scared. I will admit that. Okay, let's do the second one. 12. Okay, so this shade, oh, this is really pretty. Fula. I'm not totally sure, but let's, oh God, the shimmers in these palettes are just, that's a gorgeous color. That is a gorgeous color. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Okay, I'm happy I got that shade. That's a really pretty shade. All right, then 8. Okay, another really pretty shimmer. This one is called Senegal. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. I have no idea how to pronounce them. Oh my gosh. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I swiped that one time. Okay, so that's the third shade. So far we only have 1 matte. Okay, but you know, there also are only 4 mattes in here. Maybe that's why I have a little trouble with this palette too. I mean, one of them is like a black. I guess this is a black. It's hard to tell if it's like totally black, but it's black, I think. And then you have, you know, your light crease shade, and then you've got like 2 pretty bold crease type of shades or accent shades, but you don't have anything else to play with. So maybe that's why it intimidates me. I'm not sure. We have 2 more shades. Okay, we got 10 again, so let's try it again. 5. Okay, another shimmer that's, see, this is my problem, I think, with this palette. Like, there are just so many shimmers. It's beautiful, but like, I think that one's gonna end up being on the inner corner. I hate to say it, but I mean, beautiful shades, but like, okay. All right, one more. Pray for another matte. Pray for me. 7. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, we got another matte. Thank goodness. The palette bingo gods are smiling upon me again. Okay, very warm, kind of orangey brown shade. It's called Jamila, I think. That's what it looks like. All right. Okay. So, all right, let me think on this just a little bit. Those are the shades that we have, just so you can see. Those are my shades. So I'm going to think about this a little bit, try and make it not so like typical and boring. I'm gonna try. And I'll be back to do the look in just a minute. All right, so I've been thinking about this for a little bit, and I really wanna try and make this not like a typical boring, like light crease shade, darker crease shade, shimmers on the lid, which I just don't feel like I have that many options with the shades that I got. So I'm gonna try and be somewhat creative with it. So I am going to probably use both of those crease shades like you would kind of typically expect, but I think I am going to do a cut crease, and I'm gonna do like a full cut crease, which I don't normally do and I'm not very good at. So I'm just gonna do my best with it. And I think what I'll do is kind of transition each shimmer on the lid, keep them all kind of going in order. So I'll start probably with Senegal, then I'll go into the Fula shade, and then into Zoya, I think, because Zoya really was like the lightest one. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we're gonna do our best, and I'm apologize in advance if it's kind of a boring look, but I just don't really know what else I could have done. I don't know, if you have any thoughts on what I could have done that would have been more creative, let me know in the comments below. You know, I am definitely not a makeup artist. I am not a pro. I just like playing with makeup. So I'm certainly open to help and suggestions and all those good things. So, all right, so let's start. And I am going to wait on my lips and do them after, because I'm gonna try and make it like a fun color. And I just don't totally know how this is going to look yet, so I want to wait and do that. All right, so we'll start with Katsina, obviously. That brown crease shade. Oh, and also what I wanna do is what I did last time, which is put some powder under my eyes, because even though it looks kind of crazy and it might make my under eyes a little bit dry, I am doing my eye, I did my face already, and so I don't want to mess up my face. Not that I'm going anywhere. I said that last time, but like, it's kind of funny because it's like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm literally home tonight. I don't even have a student this afternoon because I tutor some kids. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but I mean, I have mentioned it, but it's been a while, so if you're new, you may not know that. I tutor B'nai Mitzvah kids. So Bar Bat Mitzvah, it's a Jewish rite of passage. So I tutor some kids, and I don't even have a student today. So it's not like I'm even seeing anybody besides my husband and my daughter. But I still don't want to mess up my face, because then I'd have to just take it off, right? I don't want to do that. Especially if it turns out good. If it turns out badly, I may want to take it off anyway, but we're gonna hope that it turns out nicely. Okay, oh my gosh. I did this last time. I'm like stalling and I can't fit my stuff in my drawer. Okay, all right. So now I don't have to worry quite as much. I'm still gonna kind of tap off a little bit just so that I don't make it harder for myself, but all right. And I'm gonna bring it pretty far on the inner part because I'm gonna do like a full cut crease, and I'm gonna make sure that I bring it up pretty high, partly because of my hooded eyes, but also because I'm going to cut the crease. So make sure that this all goes pretty high so that you still will see it when I cut the crease. We're gonna go into a little smaller of a brush, but still a crease type of brush. I'm gonna go into this shade Jamila. A little more targeted, but still bring it up enough so that, again, we'll see it once we cut the crease. And going back in with a tiny bit of the first shade just to blend over the edges. Going back in and adding a little more. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to cut my crease. I'm going to take some concealer and I'm going to do the trick of putting it on my lid and then looking up. I'll show you a little bit, but I'm mostly gonna do it in my mirror because I'm not very good at this, so. But see how it kind of gives me a little bit of an outline, and I can then take that and do the rest. So I will be back. All right, so that's what I have. And no, they are not perfect. I'm just going to leave it like this, and it will look better once I add the shimmers, hopefully. But also I will go in and clean up a little bit, like deepen the transitioning point a little bit more once I add those shimmers. I wish that I had a deeper shade because then I could kind of put that on top too, but this is what I got, so I'm going to use what I got. All right, so I'm going to now take my brush and I think I might spray them. We'll see what, I don't know that we have to actually. I don't know that we have to spray them, but I'm gonna start with Senegal. And I'm gonna take that on the outer part and put that right here. And put that everywhere where that concealer is, but you know, obviously only the outer third. Then I'm going to go in with Fula, the shade right there. Just wipe off my brush. This shade I really love. I want to use this shade more. This shade is really pretty. Put that kind of in the center. This one I do think I'm going to wet. I think that it will be a little bit more intense if I wet it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it didn't like need it, but it makes it a little better. And then I will go in with Zoya. And I'm gonna kind of take Zoya a little bit more in here. So it'll be, you know, in that inner third, but then also kind of like as our highlight in the middle there. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other side as well. Okay, so now I'm going to take a small brush, small-ish brush, like this with like a point on it. This is the Sigma E45, and I'm going to take a little more of Jamila, and I'm gonna kind of put it, you know, right there to kind of clean up the line and intensify that crease a little bit more, our new crease. And sorry, I'm gonna have to do that up close in this mirror, and I will be back and show you what that looks like. And then I just took a tiny bit of Katsina, the lightest crease shade, and just kind of buffed the edges, but it just adds a little bit more definition there. So I'm going to add a little bit of black liner, I think, because I think I want to define the lash line just a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. And then we will do the lower lash line in just a second. Okay, and I took away the powder, which helped with the fallout, although there wasn't too much, but it did make it a little bit dry, but that's all right for the sake of this video. All right, so let's do the lower lash line, and the question is, what kind of liner do I want to do? I haven't used this in a long time. I used to wear this like crazy. This is the Laura Mercier Black Gold eyeliner. Hopefully you could still get this. It's a really pretty kind of gold, like black gold, I guess, shade. I don't know. That's what it's called. So I'm sorry if you can't get this anymore. Hopefully you can. I didn't check because I didn't know what I was going to use. And I did kind of drag it down just a little bit so that I could sort of buff it out with these crease shades because I'm going to be kind of boring. What can I tell you? I did something exciting on the top lash line, so I'm going to be boring. So I'm just going to blend the two matte shades and kind of put them underneath like that. So I'm going to add some mascara and pick a lip color, and I will be back. All right, so here is the finished look. If you want to know anything else I have on my face, of course, check the description box. I will link everything down there for you. But I feel very proud of myself again. I mean, I think that I was definitely pretty nervous about this one, even maybe more so than the Nubian 2, even though that one was my first one. Certainly after I finished that one, I definitely felt nervous about this one because, like I said, this palette, it just intimidates me and I just don't really know what to do with it besides like basic stuff. And I do feel like this is kind of an odd palette because, like I mentioned, there's a lot of warmth in here, but then you have shades that sort of, to me, don't really go. Like this pink shade, it's beautiful and I can't wait to play with it more, but I don't think that it really goes in this palette. To me, I don't match it up with those crease shades and you don't have any other options. So I could certainly use some of these shimmers, which are gorgeous, with, you know, some other shades that I have. But as far as like fitting into this palette, it just doesn't really seem to fit. And also like the shade Kia, that doesn't really seem to fit. I don't know, like it's kind of a disjointed palette to me. And that's kind of, I think, why I don't use this a whole lot. But you know, at the end of the day, you can always combine palettes. You do not have to create a look start to finish with one palette. I mean, obviously the challenge was to use the 5 shades that I got and not use anything else. And so I did that. But, you know, if I wanted to use this palette more, I could certainly use this with other shades that I have in other palettes, you know, to make it a little bit less intimidating or to just kind of expand my options. And, you know, I mean, the quality is just as good as any other Juvia's Place palette, but I think this one doesn't get talked about quite as much, and I think that's really the reason why, at least to me. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know why you haven't bought this palette, and if you have it, let me know what you think of it. If, you know, do you agree with what I'm saying about it? Do you find that you use it less, or, you know, do you use it more than I do? And let me know why. I'm really curious to hear about that. I really hope that you enjoyed this palette bingo. I had a good time doing it. I'm glad that I keep on challenging myself because I don't always feel like I'm the most creative person and I struggle to sometimes come up with different color combinations, and I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I can't be super creative and come up with different looks, and I feel like a palette bingo really forces you to be as creative as you can be with, you know, limited options. If you like this video, please make sure and give it a big thumbs up. That really does help out my channel so much. I post videos every single Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. If you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around, and I really hope to see you next time. Bye.